One of my favorite pieces of wisdom on the entire Torah portions of the week is a beautiful, penetrating insight by Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky, one of the greatest sages of the previous generation. And he says that if you examine the Torah portion this week, we have the instructions for each of the 12 tribes while traveling in the desert to construct a flag. And every tribe would be traveling through the desert, and they would stick close to their flag, and they would travel in a certain formation. And each tribe got a flag that is dependent upon their personality, their mission. For example, the tribe of Judah, Yehudah, their flag was of a lion because they were kind of the kings of the Jewish people, and they remain the kings of the Jewish people. King David descends from Judah. So Rabbi Kamenetsky asks a brilliant question. He said the command to build flags, to create flags for all the tribes, was only happened in the second year when the Jewish people were in the desert. Why did it take a whole year to create such a straightforward, simple way of traveling? The flags are such a simple idea. They should have done that right away when they exited Egypt. What took a whole year? And Rabbi Kamenetsky gives such a brilliant, simple answer. And he says that what else happened in the second year of their travels? The Mishkan, the tabernacle, was erected. And the tabernacle was the focal point of God's existence on this earth. It was a place where His divine presence was supernaturally, spiritually able to descend and live amongst us. That's an incredible thing, an incredible accomplishment, an incredible gift that the Almighty gave to us. And so only when we have a focal point, namely God's presence, the awareness of His value and the instructions that He gives us, when we have that as our focal point in our lives, then we can build flags confirming our identity, because it's based around that focal point. Because Rabbi Kamenetsky says if they would have each gotten flags before that singularly focused event, the flags would have meant something totally different for each tribe, and who knows what would have happened. They would have gone in one direction, a different direction. They would have stopped traveling as a cohesive unit. It's great to have an identity and a personal identity, and to know your strengths and skills and talents and loves and dislikes, as long as we all share this common focal point called Judaism. And that's why Rabbi Kamenetsky says the flags were created in the second year when the tabernacle was finally built, because then they can all have their identity as long as it's focused around a singular purpose. We're approaching the holiday of Shavuot, when we are given that singular focus, the Torah, and it's just that time of year again, that even if you don't have a connection to Judaism, or even if you find Torah archaic or strange or difficult, and the Aramaic is hard in the Talmud and the Hebrew is hard in the Chumash, you just have to at least build a desire. As one of my teachers said to me, you have to want it. I met with a wonderful member of our community today, just a few hours ago, and he was saying that he didn't really grow up with much Judaism, but he sees the value in it, and he sees how much it changes his family, and he wants to be there. He wants to be able to take some steps, and he was just lost. He didn't know where to even start. And he turned to me and said, Rabbi, just tell me where to start, and I'll do it. I'll put in the work. What a beautiful lesson. It was so inspiring to me, and I want to thank him publicly, anonymously, that we have to want it. And if we make that the singular focus of our attention, then everything else will follow. Then the Jewish people will travel as one. And God willing, we should all take this to heart as we all march on our way to the mountain to receive the Torah again, as we did many, many years ago. It should be the source of our national identity and cause us and give us great unity and great blessings. Shabbat Shalom.